Hey Virgos, welcome back to my channel. Guys, if you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, thanks so much for supporting the channel. So I'm going to go ahead and get a general message from your ancestors and your angels. Now, this is a general message, so it may not resonate with everyone. Just take what resonates for you, Virgos, and leave the rest. Anybody interested in a personal reading, my information is always down below. Thanks to those who do reach out for those, and thanks to those who donate to the channel, and to those of you who do subscribe. It's very much appreciated. So I do hope that everybody is doing well, okay? But Spirit, what is the strongest energy here today for my Virgos? What is it that the ancestors and their angels want them to know? My Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and Venus. Thank you, Spirit. What do we have? Can I get a card for now and a card for going forward? And going forward. Thank you. So at the bottom of the deck, you do have ask for help from others, okay? So don't be afraid to do that, Virgos, if you feel like that is something that you need. Don't see it as a weakness is what I'm hearing, okay? So your first card that is coming out, it says remain positive. You see almost like this person is giving like a big bunch of flowers. Someone could be giving you flowers. Maybe they did. This could also be like an energy of maybe like an apology for some of you is what I'm picking up here. But you got remain positive. And then going forward, you have let go. Okay, so remain positive. It is on page 68, which could be significant, or 86. It does boil down to a number 14, which boils down to a 5. So maybe this is remaining positive through some sort of change that may be happening. It says the angels are asking you to keep an optimistic attitude. There is a very positive momentum beginning to build towards the creation of your desires. You're speeding your dreams along by maintaining a cheerful and confident demeanor. It may seem as though your plans are taking a long time to manifest, but very soon you will see a change. Don't allow yourself to lose hope when your dreams are so close to coming true. And then we have let go, which is interesting. It's on page 46 or 64, but it boils down to a 10. And the 10s just talk about endings. But like the remain positive card says, right, even if there is some sort of endings going on, it's because there's new beginnings coming towards you. It says, the time has come to let go of this situation. Stop focusing on how or when it will be solved, or even if it will occur. Relationships that are unhealthy or unfulfilling should be released in order to allow something better to come along. Don't worry, Source and your angels have everything under control. A key aspect to manifesting your desires is to ask for what you want and then release it to the heaven. If you're drawn this card, it says you may be holding on too tightly to the way your dreams will unfold. Make a wish and then leave the rest to your angels. So Spirit, show me more. For my Virgos, what is the message from their ancestors and their angels? What does remain positive? Okay, lots of cards. So the one that I see landing on the table, it says yes. It says choose a path and proceed confidently. You also have yes. It says valuable experience worth your time, profit. So this could have something to do with maybe a job, a business, career, your craft. And then you also have yes. It says peaceful outcomes and relaxation aids decision. So maybe meditation will also help to provide answers for someone. Or maybe you've already been getting some sort of signs and synchronicities. I'm hearing something about music. Maybe someone's been getting some sort of answers through music. I'm also, they're saying express yourself. Maybe you write music. Maybe you write poetry. Maybe you're just a writer. Maybe you draw, But I'm hearing something about express yourself. So it feels like something that you write. But show me more. You could just be listening to like, how do you say it? Like affirmations as well, right? What's let go? See how that flipped to the no side? So it says no. It says barrier too strong. It says access denied. You also have a yes. It says feels right, good idea, aligned with your values. Give me one more. And then you have yes. It says this is the real deal. It says your efforts bear fruit. I'm just looking at this and I'm just wondering, no, barrier too strong, access denied. This is kind of making me feel like the Seven of Wands energy. And the Seven of Wands energy can talk about you standing your ground or fighting for something that's worth fighting for. But it also talks about an energy of protection. All right, show me more. What is the message for my Virgos? What is remain positive, Spirit? Why is this here? Thank you. You've got the Eight of Air. Now, the Eight of Air is like an illusion. It's a mental prison. Look at the Two of Air coming out. So that makes the 10 of Air. What are we getting stuck on? The Moon. And then we also have the Four of Cups. Give me one for the Two of Air. The Page of Fire. And give me one for the Moon. Thank you. Three of Earth. So the Eight of Air, like I was saying, it talks about a mental imprisonment, right? It can talk about someone who may be having negative thoughts about something. But the Eight of Air talks about something being an illusion. It's just maybe someone here needs to change their mindset. And I know that sounds easier said than done, okay? But this is a lack of self-confidence, somebody not believing in themselves. This is an energy of someone who is afraid to take action. Now, I'm looking at the Eight of Air, right, and I see just one horse kind of running off, and you've got the other 7 horses behind him just kind of like standing there. I don't know if someone here is kind of like putting themselves in some sort of energy of almost like isolation, or maybe you just feel like you don't want to be around people right now. I'm also hearing something about too many people putting their 2 pence worth in. It's like maybe trying to get into your head or trying to convince you to do something a certain way. And then you have the Four of Water, which is an energy of missed opportunities. It can talk about discontentment. Maybe someone here is too worried about what people would have to say about something. This talks about opening your eyes to the possibilities. And you see like this woman is bowing her head down, or this mermaid, I should say, is bowing her head down looking at these 3 cups here, but she's not seeing the opportunity over here. So it could have something to do with love, or it could have something to do with somebody needing to have more self-love. You got the Two of Air. And the Two of Air is an energy of feeling like you're at some sort of a stalemate here. For some of you, it could have to do with your finances. It could have to do with making a choice. But it says being unable or unwilling to make a decision. It says a stalemate. It says pretending there is no problem. And then you have this Page of Fire. And the Page of Fire to me can talk about good news or communication. It's an energy of excitement, freedom. And it says news of an exciting new endeavor. It says use your originality and ingenuity. So again, there is some sort of a choice or option, it feels like, that somebody wants to take or they want to go towards. But again, this energy of being too much in their head. And from what I can see, it's either, like I said, it's about someone's self-esteem, self-confidence, right? Them believing in themselves, or they're worried about other people. You have the Moon card. It says important psychic insights. And it says events behind the scenes. It says release fears that hold you back. And I was saying, this woman, it kind of looks like she's lying down listening to something. Maybe some of you have been spending time out in nature. But then you have the Three of Earth. And Three of Pentacles, Three of Earth, talks about teamwork, collaboration. So even at the beginning where we saw a card, right, at the bottom of the deck. Oh, I shuffled, didn't I? Where it said, you know, don't be afraid to ask for help. It says the power of creativity. It says recognition for high quality work. It says be a team player. But I don't know if this is fear. But I'm scared to reach out to that person. I'm scared to ask someone this, or I'm scared to do that. Show me going forward. Queen of Earth. This is the Queen of Pentacles. Give me a clear message. Thank you, Spirit. What is let go? The Emperor. The Ace of Air. The Knight of Earth. What's this Emperor? Queen of Water. King of Water. And I'm also seeing the Two of Fire. So the Queen of Earth here, okay, is usually an energy of someone who is grounded, focused, stable. She looks like she's manifesting, okay, here. And again, it has to do with money, so energy of abundance. But it says make time for those around you. It says take a sensible approach. It says deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. And then, like I said, you've got the Knight of Pentacles, Earth here. That was sitting with the Queen, and it says time to buckle down and get things done. It says honor your commitments. It says a guardian angel. So I did say something up here where I was saying something was feeling like protection. Barrier, too strong. Access denied, no. So I don't know if someone's been trying to access someone's energy field or something like that here. Now, this could just be, like I said, maybe this Queen of Pentacles is someone who has certain boundaries in place. Yes, she's coming off as someone who is thoughtful and creative and warm and sensible. But at the same time, she's given this energy of being very firm. And I don't know if this is someone you want to approach with the Knight of Earth here. Maybe this is someone who is older than you. I was going to say someone who's more mature than you, but take it how it resonates. But the Knight of Earth as well, I mean, it could still be related to this Queen of Earth, right? Because the Knight of Earth is someone who is loyal, dedicated, right? They're kind, but they're also very practical and patient. Sometimes I can see the Knight of Pentacles also of someone being very stubborn. So I don't know if this is someone you want to go towards. But then you have this Emperor and the Queen of Water. Spirit, before I go on, can you just show me, are these kind of all the same people, or is there a lot of people out here? Seven of Pentacles, the Ace of Water. This may be the same, or the same person. Or maybe someone has, I don't know, there may be a lot of people involved in a situation, but Seven of Pentacles with the Ace of Water. This is like an energy of somebody wanting to give somebody an offer, falling in love. The Ace of Cups talks about falling in love. Like the Seven of Pentacles says, it talks about, you know, planting seeds that can grow, something stable, secure, a good investment. But the spirit is saying to someone, hey, listen, there's unnecessary worry here. Yeah, somebody could be watching somebody online, the world, a dreamer, or there may be distance between you and someone here. Heavy encouragement to move forward, to take some sort of action. But let me clarify, what is the Emperor and the Queen of Water? The Two of Water. That's the Two of Cups. And I'm looking at this Emperor. Okay, we got the Five of Cups, but yeah. I'm looking at this Emperor, right? And the way he's kind of standing, right? It's almost like stubbornness. I shall not be moved kind of an energy. Now, the Emperor talks about organization, logic, structure, discipline, leadership. And then you got the Queen of Water, which talks about someone who's very empathetic, like a, how do you say it? The word has slipped me. How do you say it? An empath. Jeez. But the Queen of Water can also be someone who's very psychic and things like that, right? She's someone who is patient, loving. It says relationships develop to a new level. It says trust your intuition. It says care for yourself and others. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know if someone is afraid of love or afraid of someone who embodies these energies, right? Because the Emperor embodies all the kings. But I don't see the Empress out here, but I do see two queens. Ace of Air and the King of Cups. Is this about somebody expressing how they feel, their emotions that they've been kind of suppressing? It says open your heart and mind to those around you, trustworthy, heartfelt advice. It says charity work. And then you've got this Ace of Swords, which is about truth, clarity. Now, for some of you, there may be an energy here where it's about you following your heart, right? In terms of these brilliant ideas that you have. Because it says brilliant new ideas and inspirations. It says seeing the truth of a situation, but it does say a challenging beginning. Show me more about this Emperor energy. Yeah, the Nine of Earth fell on the floor. Now, it is coming out in the reverse, so there could be a masculine in here that maybe is single, right? And maybe he's attracted to this Queen of Cups. But give me a clear message. Who is this Emperor? Six of Air, yeah, someone who wants to move to calmer waters. It landed on the Four of Cups. Show me more. And the Ten of Earth, look at this. It says a happy family life. It says financially secure. Yeah, financial security. It says finding magic in the little things in life. And the Six of Water at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, something could have something to do with soulmate energy. It doesn't have to be. Or maybe this is like an energy of someone who could help somebody heal from maybe some sort of pasthood trauma or wounds here. Yeah, Ten of Wands with the Awakening and the Dreamer. So give me one on the King of Cups, King of Water. Because it's like someone may be questioning something, but it is sitting with the card. It says, yes, it says this is the real deal. It says your effort bears fruit. But someone would have to make the effort. King of Water, you've got the King of Fire coming out here. Action. King of Fire isn't someone who very much doubts themselves. It says focus, focus, focus. It says communicate with vision. It says be a leader. It says advice from someone creative. Okay. What else do my Virgos need to know? And I just turned around and I see 11:11 on the clock. I don't even know. Well, all right. What else does Virgo need to know? Coming out sideways is a blockage here. And it says, make time to work, rest, and play. It says, we were filled with laughter and we sang for joy. But I feel like that's missing from somebody's life. You also have embrace adventure in your life. It says, Jesus said, for the kingdom of heavens belong to those who are like these children. Embracing your inner child. You have celebrate the beautiful gift of life. It says, let the heavens be glad and the earth rejoice. It says, let the sea and everything in it shout his praise. So there's also something here about a child that is destined to be born. Bottom of the deck, you have honor your uniqueness. It says, thank you for making me so wonderful. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. It says your workmanship is marvelous. It says how well I know it. So again, not being afraid to be different, okay? And I always say, well, why would you want to be the same as anybody else? You have shine your inner light brightly. It says the city has no need of sun or moon, for the glory of God illuminates the city and the Lamb is its light. So some of you, you're not being your authentic self, right? You're holding yourself back here. And when I say you're not being your authentic self, it more feels like you going out there. And it kind of reminds me of one of the other cards where it says, show the world the real you. Yeah, something to do with your emotions and feelings, with connecting with water. And then coming out, it almost looks like it's coming out in the reverse. It wants to. It says, speak words of love. There's someone who is not communicating. They're not saying something here. They're not speaking up. So how can anything move forward? So it says, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Yeah, okay. You have at the bottom of the deck, it says, have the faith to walk through new doors. It says, for everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven. I feel like it's time for somebody to start some sort of new chapter here. There's a new cycle waiting for you. Spirit is saying, don't worry about the small things. Face your future with boldness and strength. All right, what else do they need to know, Spirit? As I pick up the deck, the first word I see is truth. Standing in your truth brings blessings. Oh, I heard, look, and miracles. All right. Give me 3 cards. What does Virgo need to know, Spirit? Giving and receiving. Can I get 2 more cards? Truth, it came out. Thank you. Forgiveness at the bottom of the deck. So we have father, so it could have something to do with a father figure. Okay, we do have the Emperor out here. So it says, my true father is God in heaven, who shines healing light upon me. It says, my birth father and our relationship. So maybe someone has some childhood wounds when it comes to their father or something like that. And that can maybe have affected someone in their adulthood, right? So you also have grace. It says, I'm filled with the same beauty, pose, and divine perfection as all of God's other creations. So again, taking yourself out of any kind of victim mentality. It says truth. It says, I am lovingly honest with myself and others. So Virgos, let us end your reading with a message from your higher self. Now, usually, guys, this deck does have some swearing in it. So if you don't like that kind of language, you can click off now. But I do appreciate you even staying to this point, okay? What do we have for my Virgos? One card from their higher self, Spirit. That was quick. All right, let's see what we got. It's coming out sideways and it is landing on yes. It says choose a path and proceed confidently. Number 13, interesting. Number 13 is like Scorpio energy, which again talks about death, but endings, new beginnings, transformation, metamorphosis, rebirth, right? And you see how that dragon is kind of, I'm not even going to lie. What is this? This dragon looked like he's sitting in a pile of shit. Right? Man, I'm not even going to say the vision I just had. But anyway, you see this dragon. He looks like he's he's looking at that sun, right? So it says time for an energy clearing. It says dragon load of dense shit. So let's see what it says. What do we have? Message from Virgo's highest self. Dragon. So it says, clear yourself now. It says you are full to the brim of dense, dark, crappy shit. And your protective dragon soul cannot deal with all of this bullshit anymore. Start to let it all go and heal it and transmute it into light. Do the work that is needed to make this happen. Go outside and let nature help you clear it, and clear yourself by exercising your own way, dancing, jumping up and down, and being silly. Cry, scream, punch a pillow. It says fucking let it all go. Learn to heal yourself, learn to do Reiki or some other energy healing method, and do it daily until you feel better. Get back to your own daily rituals to make yourself feel better. And it says questions to ask yourself. What work do I need to do to do safely and lovingly clear my soul? Do I need to ask someone else for help? It says, how do I break from the destructive pattern of becoming fully loaded with shit until I explode? You have affirmations. It says, I command if anyone anywhere is sending me anything good or bad to return it to sender with love and consciousness. It says, I command if I have been taken on anybody else's stuff to remove it from my body and being in all dimensions and all directions of time and space. Transmute it to the light. I am the purest light, clear of any and all destiny and darkness. It says, I am love source energy. So yeah, whatever this is, Spirit is saying, clear it out, let it go, okay? So Virgos, I think that's all the decks that I have out here for you. So that is what I've picked up here today for you, okay? I do hope that something has resonated with you guys. If it has, I do ask that you like and share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. But if this is where we part, guys, stay safe, love and light.